Welcome back to another episode of Techno Talk podcast. Today we are joined by Ardent. I'm super stoked to have them on the show today. Before we start, I'd like to give a big thank you to Uncle's Brandy and Courtyard Cafe for letting us use this lovely venue. Ardent is the duo of Mikey, Steyn and Karl Huizinga, who both bring a unique but distinct style to the duo, and they've played some of the top festivals and gigs in Stellenbosch and have recently made the move to Cape Town, including Blue Room and with You Warehouse. Mikey, Karl, welcome, bro.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for
How are you
having us.
doing?
Yeah, I'm going strong, bro.
So, for those of you that don't know them, they play a very distinct style of techno. And do you want to talk a bit about that and how you got into it?
Yo, so when we started, we were at a party for Mikey's birthday, and Mikey was DJing. I was there just having a party, and we just came to the conclusion that we wanted to play together. And Mikey had a very Afro and groovier sound. I had kind of developed a sound for more like industrial and sci-tech, and yeah, we just kind of came together and met in the middle, and it just worked, and we enjoy it. And it also just offers something different. I mean, it's not the same old, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
So
Would you
No,
describe
exactly.
it the same way?
Yeah, same way, literally.
That's the other thing I actually wanted to ask. So, Mikey, obviously you produce, so I've listened to like your productions, and you have a more melodic sound, and you have a more industrial sound.
Yeah.
I know individually.
Yes.
And how do you guys almost combine those personalities of sound?
I think
Yeah.
it all depends on what gigs we're playing as well. So, for example, our Blue Room is it's harder, but we obviously, starting out, we played earlier sets. So I thought we definitely came and sort of met in the middle and definitely pre-planned our sets. And just found a sound that works for both of us, and
Yeah,
I
for sure.
think we're both very, very happy with that.
So when did you guys start Ardent? Did you?
End of our first year, so end of
Yeah.
2020.
Oh, so it's recent.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was
2019.
very recent. No.
Okay, cool.
No.
And how did Blue Room come about? You played last year.
Yeah,
Towards the
so
end.
I just actually was out of the blue. Cody Mayer sent me a message.
No pun intended.
Cody Mayer just sent me a message, and he asked if we would be keen to open up.
Okay.
And I phoned Mikey. I was like, Mikey, yo, what's happening? Come, let's go.
Yeah.
Both super excited. And then, just developing relationships with that side of Cape Town with Cody, his wife Shannon. So it's been good. It's been like a
because like Blue Room's kind of, it suits your
Yeah, definitely.
what can I say, your like sound, your identity.
It does.
Yeah. And you recently played with You Warehouse. Is that
That's also a lot more industrial compared to Blue Room. Still sort of same scene, but a lot harder. And I think when we played there, we did very, very well. A lot of the Cape Town guys were like, now we know these hooks.
came with the filth.
Because I mean, Mark and Trav and I spoke about it in our podcast, but we were talking about this whole like Stellenbosch Cape Town scene, and they're two different places, but they can become more like bridged,
of course.
One music scene. And I think it's cool now that we have people from Stellenbosch who are starting to like bridge into, because the Cape Town bridge is here. I mean, like those artists come here, but it's not really the other way around. So it's super cool to see.
And also one of my mate Ben Rebeck, I don't know if you met him, but he was chatting to Darren, and Darren was also saying there's this thing about Cape Town DJs and just the whole Cape Town scene where they don't really like Stellenbosch DJs, and that's why Darren really, I know he's starting to help us get into the scene, but even Darren was saying that there's nowhere for Stellenbosch, and it's a lot harder to try to get into Cape Town scene, obviously because we stay here. Most of our gigs will be in Stellenbosch, but getting into the Cape Town scene is way harder than actually if you start out in Cape Town. But now I think it's getting a lot better for us. Yeah,
because also it feels like Stellenbosch is isolated.
It is.
But Cape Town has ties to everywhere. If you're a good Cape Town artist, you can go play in Joburg, you can go play in Joburg,
exactly.
you can bridge internationally.
Exactly.
But Stellies doesn't
Stellies
work like
is
that.
I feel
nothing.
like Stellenbosch is more just digs draw orientated. So if you're DJing Stellenbosch, if you're playing, it's usually at a digs draw.
That's exactly
I mean,
what
it
it
used
is.
to be Terrace to Lapa, but obviously now that's gone. It's more
that's
the
gone.
Cape Town scene.
And Darren used to play at Terrace, eh?
Resident.
He was a resident there.
Yeah, he's a flipping good producer. I followed his stuff for a while. And he's had some good releases.
He's definitely gotten into the game properly now.
He's also
it's good for Stellenbosch. I mean,
really
having
good.
an Oak like
But is
that
he based
stays
here or is he based in Cape Town?
He's based in Stellenbosch, but now he's doing most of his work
okay.
in Cape Town. Now he's also playing at And in Joburg. So he's getting involved with the Toy crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
branching out big time.
That's fun.
It's awesome to have connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that opens
That's
a
the
big
biggest
door
thing.
for you guys, yeah.
It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yes,
nowadays.
that's exactly what it
Literally.
is. And let me ask this: if you guys had to have a set anywhere at any festival, where's Our Dent playing?
In the country or
I don't know what he's
everywhere.
gonna say.
Where are you going, Karl?
I would say local, like in South Africa, Toy, hands down. Like, that is my
That
stomping
venue.
ground when I'm at home. But I think for a festival,
You wouldn't want to go like Tomorrowland or Ultra, like the commercial dish.
it would be cool. But I mean, there's a festival called Day Zero Festival in Mexico.
Oh, no,
It's like Damien Lazarus,
hectic.
all those looks really, really cool. But I think for like the more industrial festivals or like the more techno oriented festivals, I would say like Awakenings would be like a
Awakenings,
big one.
definitely. That would be
Like
a
that would
big
be
one.
And
like,
which artists would you want to play back to back with?
That list would go on.
there's so
And
many.
millions.
I think the main ones for me, not back to back necessarily, but just to actually watch them play would be
Yeah.
SNTS and Paula Temple. So they're married,
Yeah.
but they just blow my mind every single time. Just wild.
James and I spoke about this as well. You know, obviously the Unity crew, like, you know, the label, like Taylor Vass, Ardent,
yeah.
Stefan Bodden. They have such a cool, they're each so distinct, but they have such a cool like network between themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like us, like upcoming artists now through Stellenbosch, we have the opportunity to do that.
100%.
Because we have ties into people in all different genres.
Exactly, yeah.
And as we all like further it, you know, I think it's super cool because you guys are going there like harder techno side. We've got like Kanya and James going like more Afro.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No,
it's nice
really cool.
branching out.
You guys obviously started playing at Sunday school and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Now you recently played Temple. How was Temple for you guys? I know your set got cut a bit, but
it was really cool. I mean, they definitely pulled it out of the bag. It was phenomenal. I mean, the stage, the lighting, the sound.
the setup
Wow.
was just
No, it was
nuts.
really cool.
Like-
And I think that's probably the biggest festival we played at.
Oh, hands down,
today,
for sure.
definitely. And being on that stage, it was really, really cool. No.
and do you guys have any aspirations to also develop your individual careers, or are you focusing on the duo for now?
I think for now, we're focusing on the duo.
Yeah.
I think we can never tell the future.
Yeah. Also
I
depending where we are.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool if we could carry it on if we were in the same spot. But I mean, once we're done with varsity, it's not like we're going to be right there with each other the whole time.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about a duo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, but as you said, you've started establishing a network. You've started
Yeah.
like developing good contacts. So that bodes well for wherever you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially
Exactly.
Cape Town.
Yeah, big time. No, I think Ardent will definitely stay together, but obviously going in the future, we're not all going to be able to, well, both of us aren't going to be able to play at the same gigs. So that's where I think we'll start our solo careers, but I think Ardent will always be.
On it will be your foundation.
It'll always
Exactly.
come back. If we're in the same place and we get an opportunity, it'll just come back together.
So Ardent, are there any upcoming gigs, any upcoming events that,
We've got Rave Club,
Rave Club.
which is on the 30th in Cape Town at an unknown location amongst a lot of good top artists in the scene. It's going to be very cool. And then, we're playing at District, which is going to be very cool.
Is this all in Cape Town?
Yeah, in Cape Town. I think also Cody Mayer is playing. I'm not sure of the whole lineup, but also it's going to be very good for us.
And are those more like intimate or like festivals?
More intimate.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more like a smaller crowd, just proper rave culture
And
stuff.
is it a debut at both of them for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think-
so Districts is actually a venue in Cape Town. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Hotbox had one of their events there, and it's a very, very big venue. It's quite cool. They've got a massive screen on the back where they show like visuals and the names of the
that's
artists. So it'll be really awesome to get involved with. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, and then Rave Club, it's their first event that they've ever hosted.
That's a new thing.
So quite stoked that we're
So
on
is
the
Rave
lineup.
Club the like a event name or is it
Yeah,
a venue? as well?
it's the event name. Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't know where it is, but
Because you said
sure.
unknown location.
Yeah,
Can be announced.
Really filthy. Yeah.
And have you guys had experience? Well, I know you guys have had experience in event organizing, but like briefly, yeah.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah, more just to put a party together for like us and our good friends and like
Yeah,
everyone that
all
wants to
non-profit.
just come dance.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in Stellenbosch now, there's not a lot of places where you can just go have a proper night out and just, have a proper jaw.
You know, I have been wanting to know this for a while. You guys play after midnight almost every single day. You guys are in the AMs almost every single time you play, and sometimes you get double booked weekends. Like, where does the energy come from? And especially because your brand is high energy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you balance, like not feeling it and, fuck, we got a job to do. We got a job
I
to
think
do.
if you asked a lot of the other artists, they would say drugs.
Yeah, I know.
But
I mean,
that's not us. I mean, sometimes you'll play a gig that's awesome, and the next day we wake up and we're like, oh my Carlo, how are we going to do this? We're absolutely broken, but it's all a mindset. Once you get yourself into it, just have a few drinks.
Get a couple of drinks in the system.
And also, once you're there and you're feeling the music, your energy just comes back up.
Yeah.
But surely, have you guys had gigs at like 2 a.m. when there's no one there? Because you feed off the energy of a crowd as well.
Yeah.
And luckily for most events, 2 a.m. there's a crowd.
I'd say our style now is definitely predominantly harder.
Yeah.
So starting out, we actually did have a lot of earlier gigs, mainly like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. But more recently, actually, we're getting our later gigs. So we haven't really had many where there's no one there. The ones that we have had, we do have quite a crowd, which has been nice. But I know there'll definitely be those gigs where there's no one there. But
I mean,
it happens.
Yeah, we've had a couple of smaller gigs where people kind of leave early, get a bit tired, and just have some fun on the decks. But I mean, we've been pretty lucky with having a decent crowd majority of the time. Yeah.
And obviously, you guys have your distinct personalities within the duo. And what I found from an I've watched is Mikey's more chill, Karl's more of a hype man. And
Exactly.
this is my thing as a duo as well. Maybe if you had to give advice to 2 people wanting to form a duo, or whatever, 3 people wanting to form a trio, like how do you balance your individual and your team?
Well, I mean, my personality and Karl's suit each other very well.
Okay, so it's more of an off-stage thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're very good friends off stage. So
Okay.
I think that's the biggest thing for us.
Yeah.
We don't ever clash, and if there is a problem, we straight up with each other.
Because you guys are close.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, for the harp thing, I guess it's just when we're DJing, I get so excited that I'm just like, yes, like, let's go, yeah.
He forgets that he's on stage and he's at the front.
Yeah, I'm used to being in the front left, just busting it. But I mean,
it's awesome. It makes us different.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are distinct because of it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because especially within our 3 years, like year below, year above, our year, you guys are you.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
Got our own personal style, which is cool.
So for both of us, we love to actually party. So when it comes to DJing, it's more like, okay, we know what we like when we on the dance floor. So we kind of know what to produce, or like just to provide for everyone else.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
We're just having fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously we know how the duo formed now, but how did you each get into music itself?
So since I was born, actually, my mom's a music teacher.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so since I was small, she'd constantly be playing piano, and she'd ask me, okay, come here, I need you to sing this part for me, do this, do that. And it was just, there was music playing on the speaker 24/7 when I was at home. And then, when I got into high school, just kind of listening to like trance, all that kind of stuff before techno, and then became really good friends with an oak named Levi Dry. Actually moved to Berlin, and I went to study sound there. And he's also just very, very good Afro DJ, very good production, just all around really cool. And he actually got me into just like, he just said, just try it, just have some fun. It's such a joy, just try it. And then first year started taking it like seriously, and then just took off from there.
And yourself?
Yeah, for me, I actually started music at a young age. My mom pushed me. Started piano when I was probably 8 years old.
Oh, so young.
Yeah, went did my grade 8 piano exam, and then learned a few more instruments. And then in matric, I took music as a subject. So music has always been in my life, sort of. It's my main hobby. So I've always loved it. And then, I think grade 10, grade 11 started producing, but just messing around, nothing serious. And I really enjoyed it. And then, got to varsity, and I was like, flip, why not play all my music? And we just got into it and never looked back. It's been awesome. Been a roller coaster, but really, really fun.
That's so cool, because I had no idea about that. I thought when you told me you got into it recently, I didn't realize you guys each had quite a music-driven background. That's super cool. And I've witnessed it. I've seen you guys grow. If you had to advise people first coming into an area like Stellenbosch or anywhere, what advice would you give to starting out, to getting into the industry, to getting that first gig, to growing?
I would just say stick with your style that you like,
Yeah.
that you love. And also, I mean, starting out, you're obviously going to get small gigs. So you shouldn't base your name, like limit yourself to a certain genre, I would say, starting out. You should be able to
Be
play
versatile.
all, yeah,
Just be
exactly,
super
versatile.
diverse.
Play all sorts of genres for different events and occasions, because that's the only way you're going to actually get your name up there.
Yeah.
If you start out giving yourself this I don't know, genre that you want to stick to, it's going to be a lot harder to get gigs around.
Yeah, I would also say don't lose motivation. Like there was a good couple of times where we were grafting, not getting booked for anything. And then eventually, I mean, a gig will pop out of nowhere. Like it'll just pop up and then cool, go play. People can kind of see what you have to offer and you get booked for something else. So just like, I mean, it's a long process, but once you get into it and you look back at all the like honest work that you've done, it's like wholesome. It's like, you know what, we've worked hard to get where we are now. So it's cool to look back on. Also moving into the future, just never stop. Like can't stop.
That's so dope to hear. Well, Ardent, thank you guys so much for
Thank you,
Nico.
Nico.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for having
man.
us.
And to you, thank you so much for watching or listening. We'll see you next time.